Okay, at the time of this recording, I couldn't confirm this, but I believe there was a point where BioWare told us that Dragon Age Dreadwolf, when it was still called Dreadwolf, was going to play like God of War 2018. So you may have forgotten, or maybe I'm just wrong, but I believe I heard that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, because this game plays like God of War. I mean, this game is essentially a lot of the essence of God of War put into Dragon Age. The traversal feels like God of War. The combat feels like God of War. You break pots to get healing. You break open chests to pull out runes. This is essentially, gameplay-wise, God of War 2018.
Nev Gallus.
Dumat Plaza. The Venatori cultists took her to Dumat Plaza.
Thanks.
Okay, God of War. Here's a problem. If you do not like God of War, you will probably not like this game. So when people say that they don't like this game because it doesn't feel like old Dragon Age, yeah, that's legitimate. This game does not feel like old Dragon Age. This is a new Dragon Age. So it is possible that some people will not like that.
People spreading rumors, that's easy to handle. But Darkspawn, that's different.
If the purpose of BioWare was to take God of War and put it into a Dragon Age skin to see what they can get out of it, then oh boy, they got something very interesting at the very least. Which means that all the things about God of War that were annoying are also like really annoying about this game. And maybe you forgot the most annoying things about God of War, which was the traversal. Just the moving around in God of War could get so dull that you would just you just didn't feel like playing it until you got into combat. That this game is essentially the same thing. You're just kind of going around and then you'll come upon a door or a veil. And then your partner is gonna tell you, oh, we gotta get that thing from there and then put it on this thing and then get that thing from there, put it on this thing. And then the veil opens and then you gotta go up there and get that thing and bring it back here and get that. That's this game. And then in between that, you'll run into combat. Okay. The enemy in this game so far, I've put about 5 hours in, and the enemies so far are all pretty much the same. Now, this could change. However, here's where I need to bring up Skill Up, who said, quote,
"You may see enemies that look different from one another, but functionally they are almost identical."
So I think it's very reasonable to say that yes, this game is just gonna be this the entire time. But what about the combat? Because yes, this was the big thing about this game that I was waiting for, because the combat looked interesting, because again, it looked like God of War. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing about God of War. If God of War 2018 or Ragnarok was only combat, that game would still be a 10 out of 10.
Oh, there do I see my father. Oh, there do they call to me.
If the story of God of War wasn't that good, or if the traversal isn't that exciting, the game is still a 10 out of 10 because the combat was simply that good. So, does Dragon Age match that same energy? Almost, not quite. Combat in Dragon Age is fun, it just doesn't have that extra oomph, you know, that extra chef's kiss.
Slicing tornado. It looks cool, and it's great for crowd control.
So it kind of just turns into you just going around, just hacking, slashing, switching weapons, dodging. The parry system in this game is literally God of War. It's just God of War. Question becomes, do you really want to do that for 40 hours or 60 hours? And the answer honestly is some people do. Now, I know Skill Up also said that the story in this game wasn't very good.
It manufactures petty, unbelievable tension because it doesn't know how to create anything more real.
But honestly, I don't think that's entirely fair, because I just think story is too subjective. Yeah, are the conversations a little bit dry? Yeah, but so's The Office.
Idiot. I know what this is. It's supposed to lull me into a sense of calm, and then a ghoul pops up and scares me.
And The Office is an incredible story if you like The Office, and I don't even like The Office. So again, the dialogue, the conversations didn't really bug me. It was a soap opera. And you know what? You might not like soap operas, but soap operas are an extremely popular way of people getting morning entertainment. So the game sounding and feeling like it does really isn't the problem. The number one question when it comes to giving this game a rating is, since the developers made it clear that the inspiration for this game was God of War, and since the game feels and plays like God of War, the real question is, how well did BioWare implement Santa Monica's system in God of War? That's the only proper ground that I can use to judge this game, because if the game is trying to beat like God of War, the question is, well, how good does it do at being God of War? And on that point, I think Dragon Age is just a 7.5 out of 10. And why 0.5? Because you know what? Everybody gets a cookie. But yes, in reality, Dragon Age, it's a 7 out of 5. It's not bad, but you might not want to play it for 40 to 60 hours.